it's Callum Ilott here. This is probably my first YouTube video, so welcome. I guess as a normal YouTuber has to say, please subscribe, please like this. I'm not used to this, but anyway, without further ado, because I had a good final stint and final run at Barber, I thought I'd give you guys a bit of an insight onto the onboard that I got. So yeah, again, without further ado, we're just heading into my last pit stop before coming out on red tyres for that final stint where I end up having a good one and passing a couple of cars. So join me for it. So yeah, this is I think halfway through the final lap of the second stint, or actually third stint for me. On the black tyres, going into turn 5, just behind Graham. At this point, I found the blacks quite difficult. They weren't an easy tyre. They're the harder compound that we use, and I was struggling a little bit for balance, but at this time it was okay. We had some clear air and just chipping away at it on the push to pass to try and get a bit of speed before coming in the pits through the fastest corners on the track. Pulled into box, getting ready to go. Coming through turn 14, very high speed. Now aiming for the pit lane. I think I was quite tight here. Yeah, on the edge. And in through the left. Not an easy pit lane entry.
Okay,
coming in.
Have an easy end down here. 3, 2.
Yeah, slightly long on the pit stop, but that's all right. We made it work. Waiting for the fuel. Go. So yeah, just getting the call to be clear.
2. Max attack. We got fuel to the end. No worries.
Yeah. So I've got full fuel. Can run full power pretty much to the end. So yeah, join me for this. So coming out the pits, a little bit slippery, fighting the car. Not too bad. Yeah, at this point, still tyres are a bit cold. Just trying to get the most out of it. Now at this point, I've got a bit of clear track and build up a nice rhythm. Still got to pay attention to the tyres because they're a bit cold. Brakes not just there yet either. Using a bit the push to pass to get a bit of speed. And then yeah, I see the cars up ahead. So at this point, it's all good. Just building the car up, building the tyre pressures. And I see that I'm catching them quite a bit, so it's quite a nice feeling. Heading onto the reverse camera, no one behind. Well, close anyway. Quite a cool shot though, actually, as the rear suspension moves. Then going into, I think, 12 and 13. Yeah, still cold with the tyres, getting a little bit of a wiggle on. Have to just wait a bit. Yep, still cold with the tyres, bit of understeer. Anyway, at this point, you know, you start to gain a bit more confidence as you come and you've done your first lap out of them. So yeah, I'm just changing the bars here. Probably stiffer for a bit more rotation. Yeah, the tyres are just about in at this point. And yeah, definitely catching the cars in front. So full steam ahead. Let's see if I can catch them a bit more. Again, I play around with the bars a bit more. Wasn't quite happy clearly with the 2 previous corners. But yeah, these tyres just had so much more grip than the blacks. It was super nice feeling at this point, having done half the race on the blacks and not really been able to make much forward progress. Again, 8 and 9 here, really difficult over the curbs. I always attacked it more than others. Kind of sacrificed the exit a little bit, but it seemed to work for me when I had some clear air. Yeah, definitely gaining on the 2 in front. I think that's Ferrucci just ahead. As you can see, the car was just a bit more planted through this section than the lap before. That's what happens when the tyres build up some heat and pressure. Is that Ferrucci? I think so. Trying to work it out. At this point, I didn't really know how... I could see that I was catching, but just trying to size up. Yeah, so that's Ferrucci just ahead in the Foyt car. Number 14. On the button here, push to pass. I think he kind of made it easy for me, yeah. Pulled over to the side. I think he knew how much pace I had at that point, and it's not really worth fighting if you're fuel saving in another car. So yeah, at this point, still looking rearwards. Doesn't help me for this video right now, but I think I had maybe Malukas just ahead, or Graham. Again, the rear of the car flexing through there. Super cool to see. The loads through these corners are just incredible. Physically, especially this corner physically, is super tough. As we swing back around, who's that just ahead? This is Malukas. He was super quick at the beginning of this race. Again, I think, you know, the blacks weren't easy. I could have done a cheeky move there, but I thought it was better to wait. Yeah, I think he was struggling a bit on the blacks because he was definitely up there the first half of the race. Just lifting slightly early to build a bit of a mid-corner speed through there. Ah, yes, I remember this. So yeah, I've just overtaken David in turn 5, I think. Unfortunately, we didn't get it on the camera. It had a bit of a technical difficulty. Again, just building the momentum at this point. Really seeing how much speed I've got. I think I've got Graham in front at this point. We were on a very similar strategy. I think maybe he was not on sticker reds, so he was on used reds from qualifying, possibly. I'm not quite sure. It could have been stickers, but he was on a similar strategy. We spent most of the race together. Yeah, the speed now is definitely a bit higher than it was when I first came out of the box. So yeah, Graham and then Renus just ahead of him. And at this point, yeah, Graham was making good speed, and then he came behind Renus and kind of found it quite difficult. So at this point I wanted to get past as quick as possible because I didn't want to waste any time. I knew I had good speed and I wasn't sure how long these tyres would last because the reds dropped off a bit more for me in the first stint. So yeah, let's see. I think at that point I'm asking how are we on fuel. Yeah, I can't really understand myself. I'm surprised they do as well. Yeah, the confidence I had with the car at this point through those corners was quite a lot.
You're good on fuel, you're good on fuel. Car in front of you's on bread too.
Yeah, so just confirming that I'm good on fuel and the car in front of me is on the same tyres. Which normally makes your life quite difficult. So at this point I was just waiting to see where we're at. I knew I was very strong on the brakes here. As you can see, it kind of goes a little bit wider than me, so it was just a matter of time before I could position myself quite well. Yeah, again, very strong here. Renus was fuel saving a lot, so it kind of backs everyone up quite a bit. Struggling a bit to rotate the car, but doesn't matter too much. It was kind of good for traction. Again, everyone lift early here, a bit of fuel saving for the guys in front. A few different lines. As the car lifts out the compression, you lose the rear a bit. He's defending. Just having to wait a little bit. Yeah, at this point I knew I was quite quick, so I think I was trying to size him up into turn 5, as it was one of our stronger corners. Yeah, trying to get the best exit I could, really on the edge with it. Was I close enough? No. Again, definitely good through 5, but I'm just not close enough. So wasting a bit of time here. Renus was obviously fuel saving and holding us up. Again, having to lift early, getting very close to Graham. I think, yeah, Castroneves or Pagano? I think Castroneves. This point I was like, oh, almost. And then this was very close. Bit naughty, really. I had the car there. But anyway, we got the move done. It is what it is. Obviously, he didn't want to lose it many more places.
More of the next 6 cars are all primed.
Just getting notified about the tyres. Yeah, I didn't want to. He didn't want to lose many more places, so I don't blame him for it, but it was very close, very touch and go. Yeah, pushing a little bit on traction there, but more than I should. Let's see where we are. Again, I don't think I got past Graham at this point, but probably very close. If we can switch the camera around so I can see where we're going, which would be lovely. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Getting very close now. I think it's only a matter of time. Good through there as well. He covered it off on the inside. I think this was the point where I set him up. So coming out of turn 2, 3, 4, into 5, hold a bit to the right, and then swing to the left for the overtake. And was pretty fair in that one. So big thanks to him not defending it too much, because some guys don't make your lives easy. At this point we're behind Renus, who's fuel saving. Again, took me a little bit of time from what I remember to find my way past him. Not easy at all. Yeah, you can just see I gain a bit on entry because he's lifting and coasting. Again, there you go. Look, I gain quite a bit more time on him. It's not easy to defend when you have.
You have more push to pass than everybody.
Just getting reminded about the push to pass. Yeah, pretty important to know what everyone has. Yeah, it was a bit wider than I would have liked. I was trying to set it up for a good exit, but too wide and probably lost a bit of time and distance. Getting close, but he was okay through turn 5. I think if I hadn't have gone so wide through turn 2, that would have been good to get him. But it's alright. I'll set it up. He gets a good exit out of there. Bit wiggly through there behind another car. Fuel saving. Nice and strong. I don't think, does he cover it off? Yeah, he covers off the inside. Obviously knows I'd be looking. Gets a bit of wheel spin. I'm very close, but can't quite make it. Again, a bit of wheel spin. I think those blacks weren't easy. I could have gone to the inside here, but it's a bit of a dangerous corner, really. You don't want to be too tight on the entry there. So I set it up, get some nice air on my front wing, ready for a good exit, get right behind him. And at this point, you can't really do much to fight, especially when you're saving fuel. So he gives up the corner and we move on to the next one. Okay, maybe I go a bit wide. Anyway, I got the inside for the next one. I'm able to use push to pass, and yeah, could have done that a bit cleaner, but oh well, it's all right. As long as you get the move done. Now let's see. Let's make headway. How long we got left? Oh, I've got to talk for another 18 minutes and 20 seconds. So yeah, the car in front's quite a bit of a distance. So I get to put in some purple sectors. I think at the time I was one of the quickest ones on track.
Great job there. You got a tire and fuel advantage to everybody in front of you.
Okay, yeah. So at this point, I get the number for the fuel, which means, to be fair, I have to save a bit. We're still in a good window, and with the pace I was running, it was quite easy to save fuel. So see me change maps there. Little bit of lift and coast, not too much. Slightly wide, but good traction anyway. More lift and coast. Set the corner up nicely, and yeah, I mean Joseph at this point he was struggling a bit. Lots of fuel saving, so it makes it quite easy to gain some ground. Car in clean air was very good, I have to say. Would have been nice in the first stint to get some clean air because I would have got a good feeling for it. Running a bit more on the curb than I'd like. Had to lift out of it. Yeah, but just hooked up at that point.
Next 3 cars are all on primes.
Okay, again, the message that they're all on primes in front of me and saving fuel. Tire advantage is there, fuel advantage is there, so just chipping away. I think by the end of this lap I get quite close. Very aggressive on the curbs. I think poor car. Not easy to take it all. Yeah, at this point, the car's just got so much more grip through this section. Able to gain a lot of time on him. And I think at this point I was thinking that, you know, if I could gain enough, I would be able to go in at turn 5. Probably a bit too far back, but we'll see if I remember right. I get an okay exit straight on the push to pass button. He can't use push to pass because he's probably fuel saving. And then I send it from probably a bit further back than I would have liked. Luckily, he gives the room, and I'm able to get on the push to pass and go ahead. But a bit tighter than I would have liked. But luckily, Joseph gave me the room. And then we could move on from there. Yeah, it's always tighter when you watch your back like that. Oh well. And then I think next up was Colton, and then he was the last one that I was able to overtake in this stint. Yeah, look at the difference in pace. At this point, it was quite clear. Car was quick.
Gaining on the next car by about a second a lap.
Still can't hear what I say. I mean, just talking gibberish, clearly. I think I say something like, okay, copy. Yeah, we both went in a bit hard there.
P14, 10 to
Yeah,
go.
I changed my brake bias. I was looking rears slightly. Colton also went quite hard in there. Maybe the wind changed, you know, blame it on the wind. But yeah, anyway, change the brake bias just to protect those rears. Go a bit more to the front. Obviously, as you get further on in the stint, it's quite important to start protect. Well, you want to protect the tyres as early as possible, but using those rear tyres a lot, trying to gain that time.
Your quickest car on track right now. The guy in front of you cannot use
Quickest
push to
car
pass.
right now, which is nice to hear. Very good, very nice. It's a great car to drive. It's so nice when you hook it up like that and run it to the limit. Physically at this point in the race though, it's quite tough. It wasn't too hot. I don't think I'd switched on my cool suit. But it's definitely a physically demanding race. Especially those high speed corners. That steering it gets heavy and it ramps up. You can see every bump going through the steering wheel. As we go into the nose box. Fast and low. Getting right up close. He covers a little bit the inside. I take a wider line. You can just, with these reds, take a little bit more time out of people in little areas of the track. Just by getting on the gas earlier or whatever. Yeah, he's not even going to fight it at this point. Just puts the car there and lets me get on with it. The pace difference is a bit too much to fight. And then, yeah, I think that was it for manoeuvres. So at this point, it's quite a steady rest of the race. Map 3, that's another change for the fuel. I think I was able to get some. So I saved more than was necessary, so I was able to use a bit more from now on. But the tyres are also starting to head off, as you see. I squirrel around a little bit more than I did earlier. But yeah, Kirkwood is a bit up the road. Not really much more I can do from here. Wish I could have made it. Yeah, starting to fight with the car. So at this point, I do pull away a bit more from Colton, but 13th right now, and doesn't really change for the rest of the race. So yeah, to be honest, I could end the video right here. Oh, that was a nice little line, actually.
Gaining on the next car. He cannot
I was gaining, but not really enough to do anything. So yeah, I might end the video, as because I could talk about the track. Should I talk about the track? Yeah, I'll talk about the track. Okay. So yeah, I'll start at the beginning. I've kind of ruined it now. Anyway, coming through the last two corners now. Bit edgy with the rear, going into two very understeery corners. Onto the main straight now. Going to map 2. That's pretty much full power for us. Into turn 1, high speed corner, steering getting heavy. Now turn 2, very tricky corner. You enter in really on the edge of the car, then understeer for a bit, then run it out wide. Very easy to lose time around there. Into turn 5, big braking zone. A mix of styles through there. You'll see some people running tight, some people braking late and running it out wide like me. Everything kind of works. Then into a tricky high speed, into very bumpy braking. As you see, I get a little wiggle on. Not too bad though. Managed to get away with it. I think maybe this was my fastest lap actually. Through the high speed corner here, can be on edge with old tyres. Through the left, into the right. Oh, a nice little power slide on the exit. Fighting with the car into this braking zone. Not easy at all. Tyres really fighting to give me every last bit of grip that I've got. Oh yeah, I hurt my wrist a little bit there actually. You can see me. I don't know, I was trying to reposition my wrist on the straight. Clearly was not happy with the power slide that I had. Yeah, I think I was pretty sore at that point. But a good lap, no doubt. Yeah, rear's just giving up at this point. Anyway, yeah, that's about it really. That was my fastest lap if I remember correctly. Fighting the car like crazy. Yeah, and a good end to Barber really. P13. I think at one stage we were running 24th, 25th in that race. It wasn't looking very good, but you know, we keep fighting, and luckily these reds worked out for us and we had great pace and was able to do a great job with it. So, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Something different, especially from my side. I'm not used to doing this, so maybe this will become my YouTubing era. We'll see. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. If there's any more that you can do. I think maybe the next one I'll plan is to do a recap of some of my Texas restarts or races or moves. But that's just an idea anyway. So we'll have to see. Hopefully we have some more good races, and I can show you guys some more things, maybe individual laps or some other stuff. So tune in next time. Anyway, subscribe to me. I'd appreciate it. I'm a beginner at this stuff, a rookie, as they say in IndyCar. All the best.